Thank you very much, and I want to thank Senator Roberts for bringing this very important and very pertinent issue to this chamber. Senator Ciccone spoke about models, and I often ask about models in my portfolio areas that I'm interested in. And when I asked Dr Coleman of the CSIRO about models that they're using, particularly in respect to an update of the Murray-Darling Basin Plan, Dr Coleman said, while models being an important line of evidence, he said, and I quote, "they aren't the truth," which is true. Millions are being invested into producing models to inform our policies and decision-making, but we must always remember they are models. They are not the truth. And when our primary industries are at stake, when billions of taxpayer dollars are at stake, it becomes very important, that distinction. Now, while I believe the climate is changing, I also firmly believe that primary industries have a vital role to play in being part of the solution. Unlike Labor, who think things like agriculture and forestry are part of the problem. Take, for example, their countless anti-agricultural policies. If I start in my portfolio area of water, despite the government already holding on to more than 2,100 gigalitres of water in Commonwealth environmental portfolios, and despite the states holding hundreds of gigalitres of water in their environmental portfolios, the government says we need a new basin plan to address climate change while pursuing more water buybacks across the basin despite the unanimous concerns of communities. From Gundawindi to Dirranbandi, Moree to Dubbo, Griffith, Deniliquin, Shepparton, Mildura, Renmark and Loxton. Every single one of those communities says water buybacks are not the solution. But no, Labor knows best, apparently, and they want the new basin plan to account for climate change, ignoring the fact that irrigation is one of the best tools we have in our armoury to be able to continue to feed the world in a changing climate. Ignoring the fact that our farmers are already taking steps to address soil carbon sequestration, both through farm forestry, through new broadacre agricultural practices, and through using techniques like a fungi inoculant that increases the carbon uptake of soils, through new water efficiencies. Our farmers are doing this despite the government tying their hands behind their back, despite facing down the barrel of new carbon emissions reporting structures that will cost our farmers time and money and achieve no real substantial change. And then should we talk about what Labor's sole solution to the changing climate is when it comes to energy? Acres and acres of solar panels, hundreds of thousands of wind turbines on and offshore, and tens of thousands of transmission lines. And where do all of these go? Not in Mossman, not in Toorak, not on the south bank of Brisbane. No, they go right across regional Australia. They go across prime agricultural land and forestry land. Forestry, which is a carbon sink. But it's okay to rip up hectares of forests to put in transmission lines and build roads to get the wind turbines to the top of the ridge, but it's not okay for a farmer to put in a development application for an intensive dairy. So I commend Senator Roberts' motion to this place, and I say we need to start recognising that agriculture is part of the solution, and we, on this side of the chamber, the Liberals and the Nationals, stand behind our farmers and support our farmers. and we'll do so into the future.